1973 didn't just give us hits, it gave us songs that stuck to your soul. From funk and soul to storytelling ballads and pure rock power, this was a year when artists didn't just make music, they made moments. Whether you were dancing to Elton, crying with Roberta Flack, or wondering who Carly was singing about, these tracks didn't fade, they became timeless. Let's rewind to 1973 and relive 10 unforgettable songs that still echo today.
I'm coming home, I've done my time.
Number 1. Tie a Yellow Ribbon Round the Old Oak Tree by Tony Orlando and Dawn. In 1973, few songs captured the public's imagination quite like Tie a Yellow Ribbon. With its simple melody and heartfelt lyrics, it told a story of hope, redemption, and the desire to be welcomed home. The song was inspired by a real-life tradition of yellow ribbons being used to signal forgiveness or reunion. That personal connection helped it resonate deeply across generations and situations, from returning soldiers to long-lost lovers. Tony Orlando and Dawn delivered it with charm and sincerity. The arrangement is upbeat, even joyful, despite the emotional tension in the lyrics. It walks the line between pop and storytelling folk, making it accessible and memorable. It spent 4 weeks at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became a cultural phenomenon. Yellow ribbons started appearing everywhere, from trees to lapels, turning a pop song into a national symbol. Even today, this track remains one of the most enduring songs of the 70s. It's more than a hit. It's a shared memory.
Well, the south side of Chicago is the baddest part of...
Number 2. Bad Bad Leroy Brown by Jim Croce. Jim Croce had a gift for storytelling, and in 1973 he gave us one of his most vivid characters, Bad Bad Leroy Brown. The song painted a picture of a tough guy from Chicago who finally picked the wrong fight.
Pocket full of fun, he got a razor in his shoe, that is bad.
With its ragtime piano and catchy hook, the track feels almost like a tall tale set to music. It's humorous, sharp, and incredibly catchy, a perfect example of Croce's unique blend of folk pop and barroom storytelling. Croce's delivery is what really sells it. He sounds like a guy at the end of the bar telling you a wild story, and you believe every word. His charm and wit made Leroy Brown more than just a novelty hit. The song reached number 1 and became Croce's biggest success. Tragically, it would be one of his last. He died in a plane crash later that year, making this hit bittersweet for fans. Still, Bad Bad Leroy Brown lives on as a funny, unforgettable slice of 70s Americana. Croce may be gone, but Leroy Brown is still meaner than a junkyard dog. Number 3. Killing Me Softly with His Song by Roberta Flack. Few songs from 1973 are as emotionally powerful as Roberta Flack's Killing Me Softly. Her voice is gentle, the tempo slow, and yet the song hits like a wave of quiet heartbreak. The lyrics describe the overwhelming feeling of hearing someone else sing your pain. It's universal. Everyone's had that moment where a song understands you better than people do.
Then he looked right through me as if I was
Roberta Flack's version is smooth, soulful, and intimate. She doesn't belt or show off. She just tells the truth through melody, and that's what makes it unforgettable. Her control and phrasing create space for every line to sink in. It stayed at number 1 for 5 weeks and won 3 Grammys, including Record of the Year. It later inspired countless covers, including the famous hip-hop flip by the Fugees in the 90s.
Me softly with this song, killing me softly.
But nothing quite compares to Roberta's original. Killing Me Softly wasn't just a hit. It was a moment, personal, tender, and timeless.
Trying to hold back this feeling so long.
Number 4, Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye. In 1973, Marvin Gaye took sensual soul to a whole new level with Let's Get It On. This wasn't just a love song. It was a full-blown, groove-laced invitation to intimacy, wrapped in velvet vocals.
Since we got to be here, let's live.
The opening guitar lick is instantly recognizable. Then Marvin's voice slides in, smooth, effortless, and full of soul. The track oozes warmth and desire, but it never feels cheap. It's seductive, yes, but sincere. Marvin Gaye was known for protest songs like What's Going On, but here he channeled his depth into something more personal. It was bold, vulnerable, and unapologetically adult. That honesty helped the song connect far beyond the bedroom. Let's Get It On soared to number 1 and became one of Gaye's biggest hits. It also helped solidify him as not just a singer, but an icon of emotional expression through music. 50 years later, it's still the gold standard for slow jams. Smooth, soulful, and unforgettable, Marvin Gaye didn't just sing a song. He set the mood for a generation.
When I go away, I know my heart.
Number 5, My Love by Paul McCartney and Wings. Paul McCartney had already conquered the world with the Beatles, but in 1973 he proved his magic hadn't faded with My Love. This lush ballad, written for his wife Linda, became one of Wings' most iconic songs. The track opens with soft piano and strings, immediately setting a romantic, elegant tone. McCartney's vocals are delicate but full of sincerity. He sings with the ease of someone completely sure of his emotions. The orchestral arrangement adds depth without overwhelming the simplicity of the melody. And the guitar solo? Pure emotion, subtle, soulful, and perfectly placed. My Love climbed to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and showcased a different side of McCartney, one that leaned into heartfelt ballads rather than Beatles-era experimentation. The song became a wedding favorite and a lasting tribute to the bond between Paul and Linda. It wasn't flashy, but that's what made it special. It felt genuine, timeless, and deeply personal. With My Love, McCartney reminded the world that sometimes less really is more. Number 6, Crocodile Rock by Elton John. Crocodile Rock was Elton John's first number 1 hit in the US, and it was pure retro fun. Released in late 1972 but dominating charts in 1973, it was a throwback to the early days of rock and roll, with a flamboyant twist. The song blends doo-wop vibes, bouncy piano, and Elton's cheeky energy to create something instantly nostalgic but completely his own. It's not just the sound, it's the spirit. Crocodile Rock celebrates youth, dancing, and the carefree energy of early rock culture. It's playful, a little silly, and totally infectious. Though Elton would go on to write deeper, more emotional songs, this one stands out because of how unapologetically joyful it is. It's a celebration of music itself. Crocodile Rock wasn't just a hit. It was a party, and 5 decades later, it still makes people want to clap, sing, and jump around. That's the power of a perfectly crafted pop song.
You walked into the party like you were walking.
Number 7. You're So Vain by Carly Simon. Carly Simon didn't just write a hit with You're So Vain. She sparked one of the greatest musical mysteries of all time. Released in late 1972 and dominating the charts into 1973, the song immediately hooked listeners with its biting lyrics and unforgettable chorus.
Such a pretty thing, and that you will never be.
The magic lies in its tone, cool, clever, and just a little smug. Carly's delivery walks the line between playful and scathing, giving it that perfect edge. Musically, it's built on a steady rhythm, rich piano, and that iconic background vocal from Mick Jagger. Yes, that Mick Jagger. His voice blends in, adding fuel to the speculation of who the song is really about.
I'll bet you think this song is about you.
You're So Vain hit number 1 and became Simon's defining track. Its success wasn't just about melody. It was about the story, the sass, and the speculation. Decades later, fans still debate the song's subject. But Carly, she stayed in control, letting the mystery fuel the legend. That's how you turn a hit into pop culture history. Number 8. Superstition by Stevie Wonder. Superstition wasn't just a hit. It was a revolution in funk. Released in late '72 and storming the charts in early 1973, Stevie Wonder crafted a song that was equal parts groove, grit, and genius. That opening clavinet riff? Instantly iconic. It grabs you right away and doesn't let go. Layered over thumping drums and deep bass, the track moves with undeniable swagger. Lyrically, Stevie tackled the idea of irrational fear and blind belief, but he made it danceable. That's the beauty of his songwriting, depth wrapped in rhythm. Superstition hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and earned Stevie a Grammy. It also helped redefine what funk could be: smart, sharp, and explosively cool. More than 50 years later, the song still hits as hard as ever. DJs spin it, bands cover it. People still can't help but move to it. That's the mark of a classic. Timeless, bold, and unforgettable. Number 9. Midnight Train to Georgia by Gladys Knight and the Pips. Some songs tell stories, others feel like they are stories. Midnight Train to Georgia is both. Released in 1973, this track turned heartbreak into a gospel-tinged soul masterpiece and became Gladys Knight's most iconic performance. The song follows a woman standing by her man as he leaves behind failed dreams in Los Angeles. It's tender, bittersweet, and full of quiet strength. Gladys Knight's voice is the centerpiece. She sings with restraint and resolve, backed by the Pips' smooth harmonies that echo and respond like a Greek chorus. Midnight Train to Georgia climbed to number 1 and won a Grammy for Best R&B Vocal Performance. But its real power was how deeply it connected with listeners. The song speaks to loyalty, love, and the hard choices people make when dreams don't work out. It's about going home, not with regret, but with heart. 50 years later, it still resonates, a timeless train ride of soul, sincerity, and stunning vocals. Number 10. Frankenstein by the Edgar Winter Group. Instrumental rock doesn't often top the charts, but Frankenstein smashed the mold in 1973. The Edgar Winter Group created something wild, explosive, and completely original. The track blends heavy guitar, swirling synths, and one of the most iconic drum breaks in rock history. It's experimental, yet accessible, like a science experiment gone right. The title Frankenstein came from how the song was stitched together in the studio from various jams. The result? A sonic monster that sounded like nothing else on the radio. It hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and turned Edgar Winter into a rock icon, saxophone solos and all. Even today, Frankenstein is used in films, TV, and sampled by artists across genres. It's a reminder that bold risks can lead to unforgettable results. This wasn't just a hit. It was an adrenaline shot to the world of rock instrumentals. Those weren't just songs. They were stories, feelings, and entire eras packed into 3-minute masterpieces. From Marvin Gaye's slow groove to Jim Croce's streetwise swagger, 1973 gave us music that still moves us, 5 decades later. Which one hit you the hardest? Which track still lives on your playlist? Drop your favorites in the comments. We want to hear what 73 means to you. If you love this kind of music, deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Until next time, stay classic, stay curious, and keep the music alive.